Hey everybody, I just wanted to point out a couple of quick things about the 651, this week's graded discussion. And so as you can see from the prompt, you have a choice of 5 different scenarios. I'm going to go ahead and put my bias out there. Of all of the assignments over this particular assignment that I've graded, nobody has ever done number 5, and I love number 5. So, if you just really want to make me happy and be the first person to do number 5, that would be fantastic. But of course, you don't have to. You get to choose from among those 5. So you're going to choose one of those 5 scenarios, and you are going to write out your strategy for how you will solve the task or problem. You might want to refer to Module 1 and look at some of those problem-solving strategies. I mean, to be honest, the fact that these all involve geometry, and if you read them, a great deal of measurement, drawing a diagram is probably going to be a really good idea, doing some estimation. You don't have to go back and cite a particular video or problem-solving strategy or textbook page from earlier in the year when it says write out your strategy. As long as you just kind of write out how you're going to approach the problem, that's great for me. That's really what I want to see overall. You don't have to get super explicit, and say, according to page blah, 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 where this problem-solving strategy is, this is what I would do. The second part is the part that, for some reason, gets left out a lot. What other information is needed that is not included in the problem information? For every one of these problems, there is a very important piece of information, well, actually, more than one, that is not included. So you don't need to actually make up numbers. I know sometimes people ask that because you did have to make up some debt. If you didn't have your own debt in milestone 2, you did have to make some things up. Here, it's not asking you to make up the missing information. You just need to tell me what are the things you would need to figure out that aren't given to you. But you don't have to actually just make up the stuff. And then finally, the third part, what do you have to consider in terms of cost? And I would love to see, I'd say the thing that probably gets left out the most is that people don't consider what costs could be involved if they don't have everything go perfectly to plan. I mean, especially if you're doing a project around the house, Lord knows that rarely goes exactly the way you want it. There's always some kind of hidden cost. And I think one of the best problem-solving strategies is to think ahead of time of what those problems could be. But that being said, you don't have to sit around and brainstorm how much those costs might be. All you need to do is just put it out there. Ooh, this might happen, this might happen. That is something I might want to consider. So you don't have to make up that stuff. Just give me an idea that you actually considered. Ooh, this is something that could possibly go wrong. Let me address that from the get-go. And let's look at the discussion rubric really quickly to make sure that everybody has looked at it. So right here, interestingly enough, this is the one that definitely, at least all of the submissions I've graded in the past, this is where we're lacking the most. Somebody forgets to answer just a part of the question. They forget to address what information is missing or what costs might be associated. So right away, if you don't answer each of those questions, you're going from proficient to, of course, needs improvement, which is fine, but, why go there if you can just get that proficient right from the get-go? My suggestion is just to copy the prompt and put it into a Word document, and you can just answer the questions right there. That would help me personally if I were answering the questions because it's just a visual cue that I don't forget something. But again, it's up to you, just a suggestion. And then support, like sometimes people will make a claim, but without giving me any kind of explanation for why they think that this might happen. So making sure that you give me some kind of explanation for what you have to say. And this class actually does a great job of the clear communications. We have very, very few typos. A lot of your writing is very easy to understand. I'm not too worried about us here. But the things that definitely are the issues are that engagement and that support. So please make sure that you have answered all parts of the question and that you've actually given a reason why. I am missing this piece of information that I need because ... More than likely, if you don't have the word because in there somewhere, you're probably not necessarily supporting your answer. So make sure that you've given me a reason for why you've said what you've said. Hopefully that helps to clarify things for our upcoming discussion. As always, please keep those great questions coming and let me know what I can do to help.